What's up, Rafael Cortez on the Less Business, More Profit series. Lean, effective, strategic, and simple. What type of business owner are you? That is the question. Here we go. So the style of ownership that you have in your business is really what dictates whether you're self-employed or you're a business owner. We'll take the case of Johnny and Joe. All right. So Johnny is a business owner. He has a business owner and he sells whatchamacallits. So in his whatchamacallit business, he is the business owner, and then he's got managers. He's got a couple of employees as well, but in his head, he has to manage everything. So he's running everything from a centralized business owner standpoint, meaning that everything has to run through the guy, even though he's got managers in place. So you may fit, you may not fit that model, but this is how Johnny runs his business, right? So everything has to run through him. What happens? All the reports have to run through him. Even though he's got managers, and I see this time and time again, all right, managers in place, people who are supposed to be managing other people in the business, yet the business owner is still crossing the lanes over to micromanage his managers, right? How crazy is that? You're not letting people operate in their zone of genius, all right? So why did you hire in the first place? But anyways, what that does is that it creates a bottleneck. If you're running a centralized business owner style of business, meaning that everything has to run through you as the business owner, you're getting bottlenecked. You're micromanaging your team. You're not letting them thrive. You're not giving them any vested interest in what's happening, in the results. They're not owning their actions. And at the end of the day, you have a stress buildup, right? That really comes from performance thresholds. There's only so much that you're gonna be able to do as a business owner. And the biggest problem is that everything is running through you because you haven't released that sense of control. Again, the whole adage of, if you want things done right, you gotta do it yourself, does not apply when you're running an effective business, all right? So you have to build your system, build your processes, and plug people into it because running a centralized business only means that you're self-employed. At that point, you're not an entrepreneur, you're just a business owner who created an anchor because everything has to run through you. If you step away from the business, people stop performing, everything falls through the cracks, and there's no control, there's no accountability. Why? Because you are the glue that keeps it all together. That is the last spot that you want to own as a business owner, okay? That just means that you're self-employed. You became your own employee and now you're tied into a business that can't run without you, right? That's what a centralized business owner model will do. You can have the same business running side by side and have completely different results just because of the way that you have the ownership and the accountability structure in the business. Now, let's take Joe. So Johnny is a centralized business model. Joe, however, says, you know what, I want to live a life by design. I want to have an actual business. I am an entrepreneur, not a self-employed individual, all right? So I want to run a decentralized business model. Decentralized, right? What does that mean? You have one person that reports to you. Remember, on a centralized business model, everything is running through you. So you're tracking KPIs, you're making sure that people are accountable, and then you're spreading yourself thin. All right, you're basically doing the owner's job and then the manager's job and all kinds of stuff that you're not supposed to be focusing on, right, as the business owner. On a decentralized model, you have one person that reports to you, okay? And you're mainly focusing on big ticket items, all right? The metrics, the numbers of the business, accountability kind of stuff. But that's because somebody already checked it. So you're looking at the reports, you're looking at you're stepping away from the grind, from the day-to-day, from the small, taskiness of things. And it takes a while, I get it. It takes a while to get to the point where you can actually plug people into a business like that and have a business operate that way. But you have to do it that way in order to get your time back. So the idea is to create a decentralized business owner model so your business can run without you, all right? So you're not the center of the universe in your business, all right? There is no center of the universe. Everybody has their own responsibilities. Everybody has their own actions that they have to, be accountable for, and everybody has their own results that they own, all right? So it's a decentralized business model. So now John has the ability to step back away from the business and then keep his eye on the stuff that matters, right? Like the KPIs, the performance, the metrics, the big thinking. How can we innovate? How can we, ramp up new marketing strategies? How can we improve our hiring processes? How can we spend less money? How can we cut the overhead? How can we improve employee benefits and that sort of thing, right? That stuff is big ticket stuff, right? That's what the owner is supposed to be focusing on and improving as an overall process, not the taskiness of checking off things off of a task list that's repetitive and redundant. And a lot of times what micromanagement will do is put you in that space where you just can't get away. Why? Because you have a lot of little shit that you got to handle that you shouldn't be handled if you have a team in place, right? So if you have a team in place, the goal is to become a decentralized business owner, all right? So what happens? Your workload decreases, so you're not killing yourself. Why? Because now you have a team in place that can handle all the stuff that you don't need to be handling. Why? Because you are focusing on the bigger ticket items. Along with that, because you have less of a workload, there is an increase in accountability, all right? Now, with less workload, you have more accountability. Why? Because you can actually take the time to hold people accountable for their actions. I know, it's crazy. Wow, who would have thunk it? But now you're focusing on the bigger ticket items, right? And what happens? Higher accountability, you compound results because your team is gonna be able to do a lot more than what you could do by yourself. And you're no longer that bottleneck. You're no longer bottlenecking the results of your team. It's also a disservice if you have a team in place for you to be micromanaging because you don't let them perform. They're not, performing at their highest and best. You're not using the highest and best of their talents. And you're really wasting the talent pool that you have within your organization. Even if you have a team of 4 or 5 people, 3 people, even 2 people, it doesn't matter, right? If you bring somebody into your company, let them thrive in their space of genius, all right? So let them work, let them do the work, hold them accountable, give them stuff that they gotta knock out, responsibilities, thresholds, and workloads and all that stuff. But now, as a decentralized business owner, you can actually see what's happening, right? Everybody's doing their own thing. And more importantly, being accountable for it. So big difference between a centralized business owner model and a decentralized business owner model. Decentralized, team performance increases, everybody owns the results, talent does actual talent stuff. All right, so you're taking advantage of the pool of people that you have within your space. You're not bottlenecking everything if you just know how to automate, delegate, and elevate, all right? So a decentralized business model is highly reliant on your ability to automate, delegate, and elevate, all right? If, as a business owner, you need to fine-tune anything, it's gonna be that section of it. How to automate, how to delegate, and how to elevate yourself to look from a bigger perspective at the overall picture. And then fine-tune whenever you need to come in and fine-tune. Correct and adjust, right? But you're no longer checking off the to-do lists from the daily tasks, right? Your team does that, you let them perform, and as a result, you get back your time, and you actually become a business owner, an entrepreneur, not a self-employed individual, right? Help me share the love. Like, subscribe, stay focused. You got this.